Hello, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. My name is Josh and the market is officially out of control. And by that, I primarily mean GameStop and AMC and some of these other companies like Bed Bath & Beyond and Nokia. Now, before we jump into this one and discuss GameStop in further detail, I will be doing a video on this backpack here shortly. And as always, if you guys are new to my channel, I want to invite you guys right now to subscribe to my channel down below. Make sure to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos, and smash that like button if you enjoy this content. Now with all that out of the way, let's talk about stocks. Welcome back, guys. So I'm sure everyone here has seen the trending GameStop, Nokia, Bed Bath & Beyond, and AMC stuff on social media. It's been blown up everywhere. Everyone is on this hype train. Everyone wants to invest in GameStop primarily because it's been on such a surge. But before you do, always do your research and maybe listen to this video before you do. So for those of you not familiar, GameStop is a video game selling company. They sell physical copies of games. But in recent years, they have been struggling because everything seems to be moving towards digital and cloud-based gaming. With that being said, the new Xbox and PlayStation did retain the disk drive, so there's a little bit of hope for GameStop for the near future at least. And it gives them some time to transition to an online platform-based company. They already have online sales, and because of COVID, they have had to fast track that a little bit. So they have gotten better in their online retailing space, but their brick and mortar stores have still been their primary point of sales. And they had to shut down some temporarily and some permanently because of COVID. Now, within the past 6 months, GameStop started trading at about $18, $19 per share, and a subreddit called WallStreetBets has been monitoring stocks like this, and so they basically realized that people borrowed more shares than there are, so these are short sellers. So if you guys aren't familiar with short sellers, they are basically betting against a company's success. So let's say a short seller borrows a share of GameStop for $10, they turn around and sell that, and then they wait for the stock to go down a certain amount. They buy back the amount of shares that they borrowed, and then they give that back to the person they borrowed from, and they keep the profits. So let's say they borrow one share at $10, turn around and sell it. The stock goes down to $5. They buy it back for $5 and give it back to who they borrowed it from, and then they have a $5 profit. So that's just like a small scale example for you guys of how short selling works. So there's been a lot of short sellers on GameStop that are trying to make profit off of them failing basically, and are banking on the stock to go down. But the subreddit group noticed that, they bonded together and collectively decided to buy into GameStop, forcing the stock price to go up because there's demand for it. So over the past 6 months, the shares of GameStop are up over 8,000%, which is just ridiculous. And then over the past couple months here, the stock price has been going up. It went up to about $80 or so, and then peaked at $144 just on Monday before dropping down a little bit again. And then on Wednesday, madness happened. It surged even more. It more than doubled. It went up to $375 per share. And that's just madness, and people are even speculating that this stock will go up to $1,000 per share. Now, these short sellers do have to buy back the shares because they borrowed them and they owe them to whoever they borrowed them from. So they basically have to buy them back, which all these people that are investing in the GameStop are realizing that, and are realizing that they can make money off of people that need to buy the stock. So they invest into it at a certain price, and then these short sellers need to buy it back, forcing up the price, and who knows how high the stock price can actually go. So this is what's known as a short squeeze. So there's basically investors that are realizing they're short sellers that need to buy back the stock. So these investors are basically squeezing the short sellers out of every drop of money that they can and forcing the price up. And they're able to make a profit, and these short sellers are losing many millions and maybe even billions of dollars because of it. And it doesn't help that today's internet is making it even easier to connect everyone in the world and passing along these good news and making everyone aware of what's going on. So I'm sure everyone here who's watching this video has definitely heard to some extent about what's going on with GameStop and is wondering what gives. But yeah, so there's basically these investors that are forcing these short sellers to buy back the stock at a higher price than they were intending to and making a profit, and the short sellers are losing lots of money. Now, as of today, when I recorded this, the stock did dip down to below $200 at some point, and it's been a very fluctuating roller coaster, even more so than Tesla. And I thought Tesla was the biggest roller coaster that was in today's market. But clearly GameStop took the cake on that one, and we'll just have to wait and see. And who would have thought that in 2021, the biggest stock we'd be talking about in the beginning of the year is GameStop? That's just very strange, but also very crazy and cool to see. Now, I do want to urge you guys, you got to do your research on this before you buy into it. There is a lot of talk that this is going to drop down drastically once all these short sellers were able to buy back their shares. So by the time you watch this, the stock could be back down to $20 a share. And you clearly missed the memo and didn't make any money off of this. But it might be for the better because you also didn't risk losing lots of money. I will say that I jumped on this hype train. I invested in GameStop with Robinhood, and we'll just have to wait and see how it turns out for me. I am typically a long-term investor, but I wanted to hop on this hype train and do a short-term investment just to see how it goes. But if you do short-term investing, you got to realize that the capital gains tax on short-term investments is a lot higher than if you hold for longer than a year. Now let's talk about Robinhood real quick, because as of this recording, Robinhood and some other investing platforms have made it impossible to buy any of these shares like GameStop and Nokia and AMC. They're preventing their users from being able to buy into these stocks because of the volatility of these stocks. And I've also seen that because of this, that Robinhood is going to lose 150 to 200,000 users just because they're unable to invest into these companies. Now, it does seem rather stupid for a company to prevent their users from investing freely at their own will. Now, we'll have to wait and see how GameStop pans out and some of these other companies that are being short sold, and see how Robinhood does and if they lose any users because of what's going on. That's everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about in terms of GameStop. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below and we can chat there. And if you guys liked this video and enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!